And welcome to the podcast, welcome to the vodcast, welcome to the broadcast. Boys and girls, welcome to the show. This is Convincing Idiots. My name's Dean.
I'm Brian.
And this is sans Nick, or at least for the moment. Nick could and should be with us shortly. He's on another assignment. Top secret assignment again. Who knows what he does when he's out and about. He won't even tell us.
Millennials have these secret meetings every so often.
I think it's like, to euthanize us.
I think so. It's like we're having trouble advancing maybe our careers or something like that. We got to knock off the boomers first. So there's a whole thing there, right? Then we're next, and Gen X, I think, is after that, right?
Yep.
God, is that right?
That's right.
Oh, Jesus criminy. Yeah. And then you're the Zennial.
I'm a little in between there, guy. I can blend in. I'm like a camouflaged generation.
Zennials aren't as much of a threat, I don't think, to
there's only it's a very, very narrow couple year group.
It's like 300 or 400 of you, something like that. Right. I think something like that. Yeah, and then
I believe it's really just a term made up so we don't have to be lumped in with either you guys or millennials.
Well, we had to make that decision early on. It was like you had a whole thing. We had to pick, what year to cut off the Gen X thing, and it was a whole big vote. And
or either that, or when you guys voted and like picked teams like kickball when we were kids, I was always the kid that nobody wanted.
Yeah.
So not only was last, so I had to either be the equipment manager and if you ever know what an equipment manager does for a kickball team, nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Which is what I do now. So it works out well.
There you go. Yeah, it was a whole big poll once upon a time. It was like on a MySpace page. We had to go into and, vote and stuff like that, do the dial-up AOL, at the time.
Yep.
So anyway, here we are. Yeah. So after a secret millennial assignment, Nick hopefully will join us. So, well, let's tell the folks where they can find us.
Yes, let's do that.
How about that? So you might be listening to us on your favorite podcast platforms. You can find us, the Convincing Idiots podcast, on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and more. You can ask your home assistant device to play the Convincing Idiots podcast, and she will do that for you. We are on Facebook at Convincing Idiots. All show information is there. Links to pages and the YouTube channel, which is also Convincing Idiots. We are on Instagram, Convincing_idiots. On Twitter at Convincing Idiot, no S. And you can email the show at ConvincingIdiots at Gmail, not at Convincing Idiots, I'm trying to say, at gmail.com. All this information is packaged up very nice and neat for you on our Linktree account. Just simply Google Linktree, Link, tree, Convincing Idiots, and our profile will pop up for you. All the links we just described are all there for you, including a couple of our podcast links. So go there. Linktree, Convincing Idiots. Find us, share us, subscribe to us. If you like our stuff, tell a friend. If you're listening to us on podcasts, give us a rating and review. If you would not mind, helps others find the show. And didn't even describe what we are. Go ahead, please.
Well, I was going to say, if you don't like us and you have somebody you don't like, tell them about us.
Right. That's perfect.
And maybe they'll start listening. Maybe they have better taste than you sacks of shit.
Great way to annoy someone as well. Absolutely. So, so Dean, we're as we know, we're a podcast of three friends from three generations, and we talk all things nerdy and pop culture. And before we get into that, though, how are you, sir? How was your week? I see some new lighting there.
New lighting. Video. I got a new. It's one of those little deals. Before I would have a table with books propped up in strategic form to get the camera where I needed to. Now I got a tripod and it's got a light around it, which gives me a nice wider light. I can change to red, colorful.
Yeah.
Going all around here. See?
There you go.
Now I just got to figure out how to get back to white. There's a lot of fucking colors here. I didn't realize that. All right, so we're just gonna. I think I'm hypnotizing myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
There you go. How about the strobe light feature? I like that.
I know it's.
Do the entire episode in strobe light. Oh, it has one too. That is hilarious.
Shit. Listen to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. I really I gotta flip through this stuff. Oh, there we go.
There you go.
Wrong button. All right.
Yeah.
I'm learning. But yeah, I got a new light. Father's Day was came past us. I got this new Darth Vader Cleveland shirt here. I'll show on the video.
Looks very cool.
Spend time with my son. And
you guys went swimming, it looks like. You did. And Nick and the whole family went swimming.
Yep. We took the boys swimming and had a good time.
Mm-hmm.
I went to a wedding.
Yes, that's Saturday. Yes, how was that?
My girlfriend's mother, Megan, and her beautiful now husband, Michael. They got married. It was a beautiful ceremony. Very touching.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very nice.
Well, your girlfriend's mom. Did you make that clear? Maybe you just it was your girlfriend. Did you
I say that? I think I did, or at least I tried
remember.
to.
Yeah.
My girlfriend's mother. I think I said.
Okay.
My girlfriend's mother, Lynn. Mm-hmm. Occasionally she listens, and Michael does too. So shout out to them. Congratulations, you two. And before that, the Friday before that, I had my first mani-pedi.
Mm-hmm.
Manicure and pedicure done, and it was amazing. I don't know if you've ever had one, Brian.
I have not.
The fingers, the manicure thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just you sit there, they clip them, it's not nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's the pedicure. That's where it's at. They do this whole stone massage on your foot with oils and rubbing and exfoliating. And when I sit down, the young lady who is doing my feet looked at me and says, "Oh my God, your feet! I barely see this nice of feet on women."
Oh wow!
And that was before she started. So. Sorry, ladies, I'm taken. I know what you're thinking. With feet like these.
Yeah, that's high praise, man. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I was pretty proud of myself.
Yeah.
She thought she was going to insult me. I'm like, hell no. Okay. I'm proud of my feet.
So where did you go? You went to a local business. May as well just give them a mention.
If I could remember.
Well, if you recall it as during the show.
If I do, I'll give them a shout out.
Yeah, definitely give them a mention. So yeah, it looks great. I saw your pictures. Yeah, it looked like a very relaxing day. Was it?
Q. Something about Q. It's in Medina. Mm-hmm. I think it's like Q Spas or something like that.
Okay. So Medina, Ohio. So highly recommended. Go get yourself a mani-pedi.
Yeah. Okay. Next time I want to go back for the actual massage because they do the whole hot stone things on your back and.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
Yeah, it sounds terrific. That's great.
Brian, I'm 40 years old. I need pampered at this point.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, that'd be a nice afternoon. There's like some nice breweries and things out that way too in Medina.
You talking about like you and I doing it? I think that'd be a great idea.
Yeah, why not?
Like a couples massage?
Yeah, or maybe get the whole Idiots crew. Get Nick to. We'll go get a nice mani-pedi and go get some nice craft beer afterwards or something. It sounds like a great day.
It does.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, good. Glad you had a great time.
So what about you, Brian? How was your week?
Weekend was very nice, very relaxing. Peyton and I had a great day on Father's Day. Went up to the Holden Arboretum, so in Northeast Ohio, that is up in Kirkland. So if you're from this area, go check it out. If you're into
what is an arboretum?
It's basically like they have some trails, and they really have some really nice gardens and landscaping and all that type of stuff. Just a whole nature realm type thing, if you will.
Okay.
Yeah. They have a beautiful butterfly garden area and, a few wildflower places and all that. Very, very cool place. Pretty inexpensive to get in there. Nice full afternoon. You can take a lunch in there if you wish. They have plenty of picnic tables and stuff like that. And they have an artist and his son last year. They're built. I guess they go around. They're commissioned, and they come in and they literally build a couple structures with nothing but sticks. They weave sticks together, and they build a structure, and you can go check it out. And they had a few things kind of scattered out a little bit, like fencing with sticks and stuff like that. But they had a pretty big structure you can walk through that from standing aside, it looked like a roller coaster almost. And you walk up to it was all just woven willow branches. Pretty amazing. I didn't see any wires, no mud. It looked like a painstaking process of people weaving these things together. It must have taken, weeks of work to put this stuff together, and they're just going to be there until they eventually fall apart. So, yeah, definitely go check that out.
Okay.
Holden Arboretum in Northeast Kirkland. So it's about an hour north of Akron, Ohio area. So toward Cleveland. Yeah, great day. And then back we had a little cookout, and Mom came over and stuff. So just a very, very nice time. Peyton spent the whole day with me, which is very much appreciated. So as I said last week, the best thing you can give is time, and I got the gift of time, and you gave the gift of time with your family, it looked like. And so that's just very, very good stuff. Dad. Yeah, very nice. All right, so we'll get Nick's update later when he joins eventually. So this week we're just doing some random pop culture headlines and stuff. We're going to go through a few things, talk about that, and that's our topic for today. So, Dean, we did have a unfortunate passing of a pop culture figure from, I know, one of your favorite shows growing up from the late 70s, WKRP in Cincinnati.
Oh, yes, Herb Tarlick.
Herb passed away. Actor Frank Bonner passed away at 79. So if you're around our age and up, you very likely watch WKRP in Cincinnati with your parents or on reruns or Nick at Night or something like that. I think it is I'm not sure if it's in syndication or not, but you can still find it. Is it on Hulu? Okay, yeah. Excellent. They have box sets and all that out there as well. So
yeah, I went back probably about a year ago and went through a few episodes. Actually, I always go one episode on Thanksgiving. I watch the Thanksgiving episode every Thanksgiving. Yes. But beyond that, I went and tried to go through the first few episodes. Even the pilot itself still holds up. Yeah, still just as funny.
Yeah, funny show. It's basically, if you're not familiar with it, it's about a radio station in Cincinnati, Ohio, that they hire a new director who comes in and wants to make it a rock and roll station. And some people aren't necessarily for that, but he makes the change, and it's a kind of a funny cast of DJs and radio personalities and all that. So yeah, that episode that you mentioned is probably one of the funniest in the entire series, where he drops frozen turkey, or no, he drops real turkeys. Excuse me.
Yes.
From the helicopter, and he
realized
God they couldn't fly.
Witness, I thought turkeys could fly.
Lonnie Anderson is a secretary who is a young, gave a young boy some funny feelings back then and all that. But
sure, absolutely.
Herb was definitely a funny character. He played a salesman on the show. You always had these outlandish plaid jackets and just a very bold personality, and always hitting on Lonnie Anderson, Jennifer as a character. So funny actor, good show. He was in other things as well in that era of television, but certainly nothing will be more popular than the character of Herb on WKRP in Cincinnati. So
Herb Tarlick is an icon.
Yes, absolutely. So rest in peace, Mr. Bonner. We did find you very funny on that show.
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely. So as the streaming services continue to more and more streaming services, it's sort of become, we've talked about this off and on the show, but all these streaming services and whatever plus this or plus that, I mean, it's becoming almost like the new cable, right? So more and more people are kind of drifting away from standard cable, maybe they're doing like a Hulu or something like you to get a few basic channels and local channels and stuff like that. But more and more people competing for, well, not more and more people, but more and more people are gravitating towards streaming services and all the content that they have and original content. You got, of course, Disney Plus with all their great Marvel and other content, and Hulu, like you say, and then
Peacock.
Peacock is a new one. That's a free one, actually, which is very, very
Well,
nice.
There's a paid subscription
for no
there.
ads.
Right? No. Well, there's some ads, but there's more content to it. Like you get the WWE Network is on Peacock now, and you get that for $4.99 along with everything else. But for $4.99 you also get some movies and some different old shows that aren't on the free app. But yeah.
Fair enough. By the way, I found out on the weekend on Peacock, all the Munsters for free on Peacock.
Oh, really? Nice.
Yes. We talked about the Munsters recently. I've been like, where to get them? And there you go. Peacock just has them. Peacock. Anyway, that's right, Peacock. Where the Munsters movie will stream. Actually, we learned that too. So the Munsters movie is going to stream on Peacock and theaters when it comes out by Rob Zombie. Anyhow, so with all the competition, certainly different streaming companies are competing financially to try to get more content. We know Amazon just purchased MGM Studios, right? Didn't you talk about that?
Universal
as MGM, right? They bought MGM. They're trying to get the James Bond titles and other things into the Amazon Prime. So big announcement this week. Netflix has struck a multi-year deal for Steven Spielberg to make some exclusive movies for Netflix. Okay. So I don't know that the terms was necessarily, I'm sure it's pretty big money to hire that level of notoriety and talent. Oh, here it is right here. So last month, that's Amazon's MGM thing. So it's multiple films over the course of the agreement. It says it does not affect Mr. Spielberg's long-term relationship with Comcast. And I don't know that they get, they don't have any access to the movies he's directed. Obviously, those would fall wherever they are in the studios. Right. But so very interesting. I don't know that they've announced just yet when the first one will be available, but pretty big news. Are you excited, interested for Steven Spielberg movies at all at this stage?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, also another thing I read is that he had made the statement that they will not. I guess probably because somebody was trying to do this, but they will not. There will not be a Jaws reboot as long as he's alive, or as long as he has anything to say about it. Was what he said.
You know what? Wise decision.
Absolutely.
Don't touch that one. It's just it's completely not necessary at all. Yeah, so I'm interested in that. It'd be see what he does with that, and why not?
I agree.
So, one of the most talented filmmakers, certainly in our lifetime.
Right.
I don't know the last movie he made. I can't remember.
I don't remember.
Yeah, it's like I don't remember, but So why not? What the heck? So another avenue of revenue for him, and it's another cut, I guess, into actually Hollywood films. But I guess we'll see. So good for you, Mr. Spielberg, and we'll see what you come up with. I mean, I have Netflix. I'll keep it. I mean, it's not. I don't know if I would necessarily buy Netflix because of that. Some people might. I guess we'll find out. Okay. We had an iconic movie this week, Dean, that celebrated its 30th anniversary. And it seems, I don't know, it still seems like a newer movie. Not sure.
Just to give you a real quick heads up. It looks like Ready Player One, remember, was 2018.
Ah, okay. Did he direct that or did he just produce it?
I thought he directed that one.
Okay.
Like on his credit, there is a West Side Story from 2021, but I don't know if that is produced or not, or if it's produced or not. But
I'm pretty sure was fun.
Yep, directed by Steven Spielberg. Yep.
Okay, perfect. I did like that movie. I think they're making a sequel to that. Yeah. tons and tons and tons of like 80s references in that movie,
Yeah.
which I thought was extra cool. So yeah, okay, well, good. So you still got it.
Yeah.
Okay, so like I said, this movie celebrated 30 years this week. Susan Sarandon and Gina Davis reunited in the famous car for the 30th anniversary of Thelma and Louise.
What? Hold on. Thelma Louise is 30 years old?
30 years ago, 1991 already, believe it or not.
How old is Susan Sarandon?
Susan Sarandon looks terrific. She is.
That's, I was about to say, well, you know me.
75 years of age, I believe. 74.
Wow.
74 years of age, Susan Sarandon.
If somebody would have told me before that sentence that a 71-year-old woman would have given me an erection, I would have not believed it.
Yeah, 74, but still.
74, even better. Even better. Like, I'd believe 71, but not 74.
Yeah, I mean, I'll post a picture in the video and all that. So you can find it out there. They both look terrific. They both look beautiful.
What is it? It's a picture?
There's pictures out there, absolutely. And they're sitting in the famous 1966 Ford Thunderbird convertible, and I think it's the director was there too, if I'm not mistaken here. So, yeah. Oh, it's the film's writer, Callie Corey. She's there as well. So, and it's cute. They're wearing like she's my Thelma and I'm her Louise, and they're wearing the opposite shirts in the pictures and all that. So, yeah, great movie at the time. You know,
hold on,
go
picture
ahead.
now.
Huh?
Holy shit! Those two look incredible.
Yeah, they look great, right? Yeah.
Wow.
Both of them.
I haven't seen Gina Davis in many, many years.
Yeah.
I've seen Susan Sarandon, you know, she's constantly acting, but I haven't seen Gina Davis in a long time.
Yeah, she looks terrific.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, they both look glowing. Look like they're having a great time in the reunion. So, yeah, crazy to think it's been that long. I haven't seen that movie in several years, but I watched it back in the day. Entertaining movie.
Mm-hmm.
You know, definitely. You know, a terrific friend movie with two women, and very empowering.
Brad Pitt got his
start
there.
What's that now?
It's where Brad Pitt got a start.
Really, I didn't realize that. Okay,
yep,
very good. Yeah, so it's incredible. 30 years ago, so great movie. Great to see them together. Great that they're doing well.
Totally.
So, yeah, check out the article and the pictures online. They're certainly everywhere out there.
Yeah, highly recommend the picture. That's something else.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Were you a Schitt's Creek show fan, Dean?
Yeah, I got through the first season and I enjoyed it. It's just one of those that I got busy and I never got back to. But what I did see of it, I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
and my girlfriend's a huge fan.
Yeah, Allie and I's working. It's all on Netflix, so we are working through it. I think it's like 6 seasons at least, or something like that. So, yeah, Eugene and Dan Levy, terrific on the show. Great, great characters, and the daughter, Annie Murphy, was very, very good on the show.
Oh, she's a new show, or is that what you're about to tell me? Okay,
that's what I'm about to tell you. Exactly. No, it's okay. No, it's okay. So this debuted on AMC this past Sunday, and you can see it streaming on AMC Plus. I guess
it looks
early.
Very strange.
Yeah, it's Kevin Can F Himself.
Right.
Okay. The concept looks very interesting. So so she plays a sitcom wife, and Kevin's like the typical goofy sitcom husband. Okay. So it's like it's like their life is like a sitcom life, if you will. So he's all goofy and they get the canned laughter and all that. But then it shows her away from him, and she's a miserable a miserable housewife who hates Kevin.
I don't know that I had the volume on when there were when the trailer was playing, right? And so I'm just seeing this where it's flipping through to like this sunny, bright, well lit living room scene, and then it shows the dingy bluish tints of her walking through the streets, and I'm like, are they mixing scenes of other stuff? I was very confused. That makes total sense. Okay.
Yeah, very interesting concept for sure. So, yeah, she's miserable, and I don't know if she plots to kill him or something. I'm not
Hold on.
sure.
So is she
But
is she an actress?
I think the concept is that just it's like they're living. It's a sitcom world. I think is what it is. She's not an actress on the show. Okay,
Okay.
so it's like if I understand it, the premise correctly, it's like it's like as if you're living in a sitcom in reality.
So almost like WandaVision-esque.
Kind of, yes. I think in that respect. So
Not like the wizard and stuff, but like that
yeah,
where it's a sitcom and shiny and inside, and then outside it's the real world.
like when she's with him, it's like the sitcom stage, if you will.
Okay.
Right. So it's got, like you say, it's got the bright set. He's being a goofball, giving her a hard time. But yet in this world, that's real.
All
And
right,
then it
now
shows
I'm
her,
hooked. I'm in.
it shows her away from him. Like, I hate him. I hate this life. So
AMC.
that's
Am I
what
going
it
to be able
sees.
to find this like on
AMC.
demand or?
I think you can find it on demand. I mean, like I said, that to
Okay.
stream it early, it's AMC Plus, but AMC should have it distributed this past yesterday, Sunday,
Okay.
or
Okay.
Sunday. So not yesterday, 2 days ago, Sunday. Yeah.
I'm good. I'm in. I'm going to watch it.
Yeah.
That sounds very fascinating.
Yes, I think you could check it on the normal AMC app as well, or like you say, on demand. So yeah, let's watch that, and we'll come back and talk about it. But yeah, it seems very interesting concept. I loved her on Schitt's Creek as well as the daughter.
I thought that was her.
Fantastic.
Like I like it took me a second to realize it was her because at first when you're just watching the grimy scenes in the commercial, you're like it didn't look like her.
Yep. Yeah, she won an Emmy on Schitt's Creek, by the way, as Alexis Rose was her character's name on that show.
Right.
So
Anybody watching the YouTube video, I want to let them know that A, I'm not picking my nose, and B, I don't have a Coke problem. I have like one of my hairs, mustache under my nose there is just wild, and it keeps tickling my nose. So just I noticed that I keep doing this, so I just want to let people know that I don't have a problem. I can stop anytime I want.
We have several problems, but that's not one of them.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
Okay. A new movie started streaming on Disney Plus over the weekend as well. A Pixar picture, Luca. Luca.
Luca.
Yes. So we watched that actually on Sunday. So Peyton,
I cannot explain to you how pleasantly surprised I was with that movie.
Did you see it as well?
Yep, I had the kids, my son and my girlfriend's daughter. I had them Friday night, and they're like, "Oh, we want to watch this Luca." Oh, fine, whatever. I turned it on. I'm sitting on my chair here, and I thought, "Oh, I'll play on my phone while I do this, or while they watch." And then I'm like, I put down my phone, watched the whole thing. I thought it was quite entertaining for a children's movie.
Yeah,
talking about your manicure and pedicure.
No, we already talked about that. We're talking about Luca.
Now. Oh, okay, nice.
Did you watch it?
I did not yet. No, I haven't had the chance to.
Yeah, the boys will like it.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah. So welcome, Nick.
Thank you. Yes,
back
sorry,
from a secret. That's right, secret millennial assignment.
That's again. Right. Correct. Yeah.
So Dean was
plotting.
It was thinking that you guys are plotting to bump us off as older generations to try to get ahead because you guys are trying to find your way career-wise and everything else.
Yeah.
So,
well, if you guys keep running your mouths, you'll get canceled all on your own, and we won't have to do anything more.
Yeah.
What's happening with the lights? Is that the police? What is that?
Stare into my eyes, Nicholas. Stare into my eyes.
Yeah, Dean discovered that his tripod light has a strobe and different colored light feature.
We were playing with it. Well, we were playing with it, and then I couldn't figure out how to turn it off.
Okay.
But there's a whole bunch of stuff.
That's a nice effect.
Yeah, I'm all red now.
Yeah.
Trying to get the strobe one so I can. I like the red.
Okay.
Hypnotize people and tell them to give us some likes.
Yeah.
You
some
will
likes.
subscribe.
Yes.
Like and comment.
Yes. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
So, Nicholas.
Yes.
How are you?
I'm well. How are you guys?
Oh, not so bad. Not so bad.
Tell me about your weekends, since you already did that, but I wasn't here for it. So make everybody listen to it again. No.
Hold on. Pause the tape. Go back and listen to it, and then we'll pretend like you heard us.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
All right.
Wasn't
that interesting,
That
Nick?
was very interesting. Well, I'm glad you guys had a nice weekend.
How was your weekend?
It was lovely. It was lovely. I had a good Father's Day and everything. The Robin and the boys were good to me. They took me out to breakfast. I went swimming with Dean and Carter, and so yeah, it was a fun day. Good weekend all around.
Good.
Yeah.
Apparently, they didn't give him a fucking watch, Dean. So
actually, it's funny you say that. They got me an Apple Watch, as a matter of fact. I did get a watch.
I see.
Yeah.
Well, you better check it because it's about a half an hour slow.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right.
It's not a bad Father's Day when you can spend it half naked next to me drinking a beer.
That's true. That is true. It's one of the better
pretty
ones.
Good Father's Day.
One of the better ones I've had. I don't know if you guys have covered many topics so far, but I had something that I wanted to bring to the table, and it was very relevant with one of our recent conversations here.
Okay. Hold on. Sorry, if I may.
Yes.
So we're about a half an hour in.
Okay.
So we're going to take a short break.
Ooh, I'm the teaser.
Yep.
Oh, you always are.
Yep. And then we'll come back with Nick's topic. And by the way, to finish up Luca, cute movie. It's about sea monsters that when they are on land, they become human until they get wet, and then they become their sea monster form again. And these kids are trying to really run away, and they blend in. Yeah, very good. It takes place over in Italy. Cute movie. Again, it's more for kids, but it's a very nice, wholesome family flick. Check it out. The animation, as always for Pixar, absolutely fantastic, incredible. Yeah. So very bright, colorful, great animation, great voices, great story. Everything you expect from a Pixar movie. All there on Disney Plus. No extra fee for it. So just stream it, pull it up, check it out, and you will enjoy. So we're going to give you a little break here. If you're listening to us on podcast, you'll hear some fantastic voice work for this particular spot. If you're watching us on YouTube, we'll give you a little clip, and we'll come back with Millennial Nick's topic.
Yes. And now, the voice.
Go ahead.
And now, with the voice of our generation, take it away, Brian.
Absolutely. We'll be right back.
3.
Oh boy, give me a. I need a fan after hearing the voice from that commercial.
I need a fan for my pants.
I'm moist. Well, welcome back to Convincing Idiots. I'm Dean, the Zennial, and we got Generation X's Brian, the voice of Generation X.
The voice
and
of Generation
Millennial
X.
Nicholas. Millennial Nicholas, how are you? Didn't you have something you wanted to bring up there?
I do. Do you guys have any plans of what you are going to be purchasing or doing on Record Store Day? Anybody plans? Any releases you're looking forward to for Record Store Day?
If you could tell me where Record Store Day is, it sounds like something, since I got my new record player for Christmas, that I might be interested in. So please indulge me, please.
So Record Store Day happens every year, but it's just in support of local music distributors, local record shops, just to keep those kind of things going, I guess.
Sure.
So this year for Record Store Day, I don't know if you guys have heard or not, but there is a very famous and popular band that you may have heard of. They're called the Foo Fighters. They will be releasing a special single on vinyl for Record Store Day, but not as the Foo Fighters. Nay. They will be releasing this under the alias of Dave Grohl's initials are what?
D something G?
The DGs. It is a Bee Gees flavored Foo Fighters song, and it's called Hail Satan, and it comes out on Record Store Day. I fuck with you not. This is all true. You can actually hear the first clip of it. You can see a picture of them all dressed as the Bee Gees. I understand there will be a music video to come out with it as well, which I'm very much looking forward to.
I'm down.
Yeah. It is a Bee Gees style song. Foo Fighters is performing as the DGs. The single is Hail Satan, and it comes out on Record Store Day, so keep an eye out for that.
When is Record Store Day there?
I believe it's this drop is July 17th.
Okay.
I believe Record Store Day takes place sometime in June, but there's different release dates for different people coming out with things. I want to say it's July 17th is what their Twitter said.
We couldn't give you the Bee Gees. The motherfuckers. Tonight, we're gonna give you a little taste of the fucking Bee Gees. Are you ready for the Bee Gees? I don't want to see no one sitting down. I don't want to see no one fucking. Because you know what? You know what? You should be dancing, motherfuckers. 1, 2, 3, come on. Are you ready? I'm gonna give it to you. Here it comes.
I know you guys don't have record players, and I know Brian is adamantly against them.
How about adamantly against? I do have
Brian
a turntable.
Hates record players.
He does.
Listen,
that's very
he was over my house
amongst people of your age,
right? He was over my house, and I put on the record, and he just sucked me in the stomach. It was mean, first of all.
I know what happened. Millennials came in and took your toy, and now you want to act like it's not cool because millennials think that vintage things are cool now, and you want to act like it's not. Well, I don't want that to begin with. Anyway.
That's it.
You don't like records now? What's wrong, Brian? Why don't you like records?
I'm fine with. I grew up with records. That's all. That's for years. That's all I had until. I mean, when I got a cassette player, I don't even remember how old I was, but it was only records for many, many years. So I have nothing at all against records. I think it's good.
Tapes killed the record star.
Kinda, it kind of did. I mean, portable music is what it was. Was what it was. So
he used to have to carry his record player on his shoulder.
Yeah, it was very.
Got a sick turntable backpack.
You had to crank it, keep cranking it.
That's right.
No, it's good. It is interesting to me that people are going back to vinyl. I think it's cool. It's a different experience.
I
like the convenience of streaming. What's that now?
I enjoy the sound. It's a neat sound. It's a throwback sound. I kind of like the scratch and pop. Like I thought when people would say that before I got one, I really agree. Yes, because I can see Nick's face. Yes, it's a very douchey thing to say. I agree. But once I actually got one and started listening to them, I get it. I don't know why it's pleasing, but it is. And given the record store day, which was June 12th, we missed it.
Okay. But the Foo Fighters one comes out July 17th.
Okay, good.
That it's in July sometime. I could be off on the date specifically, but it's July.
but I've discovered that is also a lot of fun to do, is go to a record store and just spend hours thumbing through, and I have a couple white whales that I'm looking for, that I'm in search of, but
spend hours thumbing through records? Is that what you said? You
maybe
spend
not
hours?
Maybe not hours, but I think we were there for an hour.
I like to show up at Square Records at like 12 o'clock noon and at least stay there till 6 p.m. I mean, just hours.
No, we were there for about an hour.
What are you looking for?
One of them is I want to find Ray Charles' greatest hits. I don't know why I can't find that.
I feel like the internet would help you with that if you really wanted it, but you want the experience of finding it authentically, organically in the store. Okay.
Yep. Well, just like when I go to different stores, I'm looking for the Blu-ray of a movie, Current Wars, and yes, I could go on Amazon and order it right now, but I kind of like the hunt.
Okay. So Ray Charles, or what else?
What was the other one? I can't. It escaped me right now, but I know Ray Charles is like my number one right now.
Okay.
And,
very good.
So cool. Yeah.
Well, I think it's cool. That's cool. Yeah, that's a whole retro experience there, and I think it's cool. The Foo Fighters are trying to support the industry and help out local record shops and all that. And I've seen more of them, actually. So
yeah,
I know in Barberton there's at least one. And then I noticed there's a newer one, it looks like, up in Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio.
The one
there's
in
a few
Barberton,
around for sure. Highland Square.
The one in Barberton is old. It's like Highland almost Square, like a thrift store. The one in Highland Square has new records.
Yeah.
Like it's
Square, you talking about Square Records?
Yeah.
Yeah. By the theater there, the Highland Theater. Yeah.
That one has like the opening day, or like on Tuesday, whatever day it is, they
new
get
releases.
New records. Yeah.
Yeah, I keep meaning to get my turntable out of the attic. It's literally in the attic. All I have to do is plug it into my receiver, and that's simple as that. So
there you go.
Still have a bunch of old records that from years, and as I told you, I got a ton from my dad from back then. So yeah, we'll go through that. I could keep telling you sometime, and you could enjoy some of those. But yeah,
absolutely,
for sure. Yeah. Okay. Well, good stuff. Good topic, Nick.
Thanks.
Get the hell off the podcast.
I'm glad I showed up. I'll see you guys next week.
So one of the things we talk about, Nick, is different streaming, different competition and content and stuff like that. So
yeah,
big announcement this week in the world of streaming, HBO Max. Something I'm very excited for. One of my favorite cartoons growing up as a kid in the late 70s was the Super Friends. Okay. HBO Max now has all episodes of all the series of the Super Friends. Just started streaming, apparently. So yeah, the original Super Friends with
Meanwhile, in the halls of justice.
Exactly right. You know who that was, by the way? That was Ted Knight from. We talked about Ted Knight recently. He was the original narrator.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Anyhow, yeah. So the original series back in the early 70s, like 73, with like the teenage kids and the dog, and the original. And then it went on to the Challenge of the Super Friends, which was my favorite, against the Legion of Doom. And they had a couple of those seasons, and they had different variations.
Road Warrior Hawk was a badass, wasn't he?
Who?
Road Warrior Hawk.
Road Warrior Hawk?
Yeah, he said the Legion of Doom.
I see. Yes, that's right.
I was more of an animal guy myself. Yeah. He had the spider on his forehead. I thought it was cool.
I mean, he's a big dude.
Yeah,
that's right. At least we didn't try to tie it to Welcome Back, Kotter. Which is
at least somebody got this joke.
Yeah, right. Didn't have quite the dead air that you had on the first one.
If you want to hear what the most awkward and uncomfortable moment after a joke, go back to last week's episode.
So I put that in the video, by the way. The cricket sound effect is 9.3 seconds. Okay.
Oh my God!
I was able to put it in twice.
That is a long time to die inside.
Almost before anybody said anything, barely at all. So it's a solid almost 20 seconds of very little speaking and trying to figure out your joke that you had told me the week prior, and I completely forgot about. So,
if it is possible to hear flop sweat,
yeah, go back and listen to the video, or watch the video. So, Super Friends.
Yeah,
is that something you guys have watched? Are you fans? Do you care? It's on HBO Max. What?
I mean, it's not something I probably will go back and watch, but I loved it as a kid.
I think it's something
all the time.
I'm more familiar with the concept of it. I don't know that I can even visually put it together in my head what it looked like. Like, I mean, I'm familiar with the concept of it, but I don't know that I ever watched it.
Yeah, it was like a animated. It was a sort of like a Justice League type thing. So the original, the big DC heroes coming together on an animated TV show. So like the first season was only, it was like Aquaman, Batman and Robin,
Martian
Superman,
Manhunter, right?
Yeah, I don't think he ever made it actually.
Really?
But Superman,
he was probably
too
big because he could carry his own show, and all the rest of them had to shoulder the load on the
very possible
multiple smaller characters.
Very possible. And then to me, like I said before, the best ones were the Challenge of the Super Friends, because it had the normal Super Friends you're used to, and then it had the Legion of Doom, who clearly the Legion of Doom headquarters easily looks like Darth Vader's helmet at the time. It's very, very similar to Darth Vader's helmet.
Okay, I remember that.
It was in a swamp, so it would rise up out of the swamp, you know. And the cool thing about this, it had some villains that weren't as commonplace, that you got a chance to see them in a more prominent role. Like they had Lex Luthor was the lead, but then they had like the Riddler, not the Joker, which was cool. Actually, you don't need the Joker in this one. It's just you had the Riddler, you had the Scarecrow, Cheetah, and you had some of the some prominent villains, but some of the less popular ones as well. Like Solomon Grundy was on there. It was pretty cool, like a big zombie villain and stuff like that. Grog the ape. Very, very cool stuff. And then it got, like the second season of that got a little expanded, and now they're trying to be more diverse, and it's almost like they were making up superheroes to try to cover all the races and stuff. It's like, okay, it was fine, but anyway, entertaining. Go back and check out the Super Friends.
That's oddly that you should mention that, Brian. That's what happened with this podcast today. You know, it was going fine, the first half, and then they started fucking adding characters that weren't needed.
Make sure everybody's represented,
Right.
Yep.
Hey, I brought you guys the DGs. How dare you?
That's true. Okay, my apologies.
Yep. Trying to force stuff, and you just, I don't get it. I don't get it. Okay, along the same lines as the Super Friends. So I sent you guys a picture on our little group chat.
Yeah.
Of comic book art of Billy D. Williams as Two-Face, with a full Two-Face outfit and the face and all that. Where would you might have seen Billy D. Williams actually as Two-Face, if you remember?
He was in the original Batman as Harvey Dent, was he not?
That's right.
1989 Batman.
Correct.
With Jack Nicholson and Michael Keaton. Yeah, 89.
Okay.
You are correct.
Yes.
So they never. I mean, he was, like you say, he was Harvey, and they never were able to.
They didn't evolve him into Two-Face.
Correct.
Right.
Right. So,
which was really dumb.
Right. Why have the character in there if you weren't? And it's not like they didn't. I mean, they sequeled that with Batman Returns, and it was the same, Joel Schumacher and Tim Burton, took creative direction with that. But I mean, it was the same. It was the sequel to the '89 Batman. So
it was.
Yeah. Why have the character of Harvey Dent, knowing full well he turns into a popular Batman villain, but just like, we're just going to leave him there. We're just not going to do that. Why is that? I wonder.
Well, look at the Christian Bale Batman. He was only Two-Face for what? 5 minutes, and then they killed him.
Aaron Eckhart, is that Eckhart?
Yeah.
Is that his name? So he was. That was a weird one, because that was the same thing. Second movie, right?
Right.
The Dark Knight.
Yep.
And
that's right.
Yeah. Okay. So that one threw me off, because upon seeing that in the theater, you're watching the whole storyline with the Joker unfold and watching everything happen.
Then he turns
and
his
I
face,
remember
and
they
that's
That
were,
was very cool.
he's Harvey Dent, so you're assuming, and the longer the movie goes on, I remember thinking to myself, they're setting up, Two-Face will be the villain next one. And then it like went on for another like 45 minutes, and then like the whole Two-Face thing happened, and I'm like, so they just kind of they actually made time for that one. So yeah.
I mean, it's cool. Like his whole face was like gnarly, and I mean, obviously it was probably CGI.
Sure.
Probably put like a blue thing on the side of his head, but he's laying in the hospital. I mean, it takes do you imagine the insurance that guy had to have to get through that?
Yeah. Who should Harvey Dent call in an event like that, Dean?
If Harvey Dent's going to get half of his face burnt up, he should probably have given Blake Insurance a call, I tell you.
Yep, good call.
Because let me tell you why. Blake Insurance is an Erie insurance agency located right here in Barberton, Ohio. Not Gotham, so he might have had to have called for his free 5-minute quote, which I'll get to. See, they offer auto, home, renters, business, and life insurance. See, Erie Insurance is above all else in service. You call 234-571-5359 or visit BlakeInsuranceLLC.com for that free 5-minute quote today.
Boom.
Well done.
There you go, Mr. Dent. Yep.
Yeah. So so I agree with you on the Christian Bale film. They did a great job with the character Two-Face.
I like the Tommy Lee Jones one too. Honestly, I mean, I like that movie in general, but yeah, that one I like Tommy Lee Jones as Two-Face. He was always Two-Face though in that.
That's right. They explained it briefly. They showed a clip.
Sure. Right.
Like it was a traditional comic story when the guy throwing acid in his face, and he got it half his face. So,
I just got to think that whole movie was one of the most comic book esque out of
visually.
All of them. You know what I mean?
It really was.
They didn't really strive for like a realness that some of the other ones did.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I know realness, but as in comparison.
Right.
Realness, that had a lot more of the campiness of like the TV series.
Yeah, I agree with you. I heard, by the way, I have to look this up. I think they're considering another one of these director cut things with that particular Batman. I think I heard that.
Forever.
So I think so. I have to look at that to see. Go ahead.
I'm going to lose it if I don't, because you just made me think of it. Are you guys going to go to the theater for the director's cut of Rocky IV?
That sounds like it would be fun.
I can't. It's Sylvester
Stallone. In the theater?
Yep. Sylvester Stallone's going back in, and he recut it.
Oh yeah,
made it the movie
poster, everything. Yep.
Yep. I guess that the studio did a lot of like tinkering and made him do this, made him do that. This is the movie he envisioned. So like the scene with like the whole robot and Paulie scene, gone.
Stupid. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's the movie that he envisioned. So yeah, I can't wait for that.
That would be a fun time. I'd be down for that.
Yeah, we got to go to that.
Yeah, definitely one of the most ridiculous ones, if not the most ridiculous one out of all of them, probably. Then.
Besides the training montage, the training montage in that movie, second to none.
That's fantastic.
And climbing up the mountain, lifting shit in Siberia, and opposed to Dolph Lundgren like getting shot up with steroids and all these robots on him. Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, it's Stallone back then. It was impressive. I mean, it's just watching another man working out. It's like when he was hanging upside down the rafter, and he's literally, doing the sit-ups and stuff. I'm like,
he's going up and down like that.
Talk slower.
Watch another man work out like that.
That whole movie's like,
Lordy.
It's like, did you have to kill Apollo Creed? Did you have to kill him?
Right.
You didn't have to kill him. You could have hurt him. Yeah.
Killed him.
Spoiler alert.
Jesus.
You know what?
He's
You've
never
not seen
seen
any
any
Rocky
Rocky
movies.
Big time. Big time.
Oh my God,
We've been
dude.
over this on this show. I think I've seen the first one all the way through.
Yeah, spoiler
Bits and
alert.
pieces, yeah.
Dolph Lundgren actually kills him in the ring, which brings Rocky out of retirement to go fight the enormous Russian to get revenge for his friend in a boxing match.
Is the guy that opens up the dojo to get revenge on the kid that kicked his ass, right? That's that one?
I would chastise you if you even thought of yourself as a man.
How dare you? Give me your man card for not watching other men work out. How dare you?
Good Lord. Okay, so let me go back to Batman.
You should get a tip or something.
Where all this started here. Okay, so the picture I showed you guys, it's an artist depiction of Billy D. Williams as Two-Face, which you're exactly correct. Would have only happened in that era, a Batman '89 era, if the story could have progressed. Okay, There is a new limited series that is coming out from DC Comics. There's actually two of them. One is they're both 6 issues each, I believe. Batman '89, which picks up the story of the Michael Keaton Batman '89 movies and shows you some things that you never got to realize in film, including Billy D. Williams actually becoming Two-Face.
Okay, cool.
So I believe the first issue comes out in July or August. Also announced, Dean, is a limited series carrying on the film of Superman 78. So it has Christopher Reeve depicted as Superman.
Yeah.
It has Lex Luthor of, why can't I think of his name right now?
Gene Hackman.
Yeah. Gene Hackman. Great actor, right? Great. I thought he was a great Lex Luthor at the time. Lois Lane, Margot Kidder. It looks terrific. So I am highly interested in these couple comic book series, and I plan to order them through Westfield Comics.
Westfield Comics. I got a package today from Westfield Comics, which I have not had the chance to open yet, but I assume are my next 2 issues of Shadow of the Spider.
I'm glad you brought that up too. I wanted to
Shadow.
Before we get to Spider Shadow, actually, that's a very good one. What about these 2 series? Are you guys interested to see the storyline of these iconic films continue? Not so much interested. What do you think about this concept?
I mean, I don't read comic books that much, but if I did, absolutely.
Yeah,
I'd be down for it.
Yeah.
But go ahead, Nick.
Oh no, you go ahead.
In the same vein, did you guys see the new pictures up of on set with Flashpoint with Michael Keaton?
Yes, I did.
I did not. I did not.
And they have the new Supergirl. On in the same kind of in the same scene, or I guess, but it shows her in a Superman-esque outfit. So that pod that was missing in all the newer Superman movies, when he found that spaceship of his, there was a pod missing. It showed there's like 4 other Kryptonians that died in the pods. Superman got out. And then there was one that was open, and they never explained it. They always panned by it and show that it's one's missing. So I'm assuming that's what this is, or it's in a different reality and there's no Superman. It was always Supergirl. I don't know.
Yeah, very cool. I did post that on our Convincing Idiots Facebook page. You can check it out there too. But yeah, you can find it out there online very easily. So yeah, it's you say it's Michael Keaton as Bruce Wayne with the suit and the gray hair. Looks great. Yeah, very interested in that. We talked about that more last week. So yeah, to go check those out.
Cool.
All right. So Nick, we go back to the comics. Are you Batman '89 or Superman '78 fans? Are you interested in the
more so the Batman
series?
one? I've never been a big Superman fan myself. But Batman,
Shocking.
I mean, definitely as
you wouldn't be able to tell through this fucking podcast.
I mean, just saying, we got to separate the contenders from the pretenders. You know what I mean?
You're real.
But I mean, so and I think it's a cool idea. So he will be depicted as Billy D. Williams in this comic as well. So that's very cool. I like that. Yeah, I'd be definitely interested. I always like the character of Two-Face. Really, villains are always more attractive to me, as because for the idea that every villain is the hero in their own story, and a lot of these villains, when you dig into their backstory, they
That's
have
why
a
Nick
reason
likes
for
me
doing
so
what
much.
they're doing. That's right.
Mhm.
But yeah, Two-Face is an interesting one. I like Two-Face a lot, so just the character alone would be cool. But to see, what could have been, or the depiction of Billy D. Williams as Two-Face in comic form would be really cool. Yeah, I'd like to check that out.
Yeah, I like the idea. I mean, DC for a while, I don't know if they still do it or not, but they did for a while. I bought some of these issues, but they had a separate storyline of Batman 66. Okay, so it was in the universe of the Adam West and Burt Ward Batman and Robin TV show.
Okay.
So they looked like them, they talked like them, they had the same depicted villains. So it looked like Cesar Romero as the Joker and stuff, and yeah, it was in
That's
that
cool.
universe, and they had those campier type stories, and it ran for a few years. I think they still do some stuff. I'm not sure, but it definitely ran for a while. So, interesting idea. So it's kind of in that same spirit where, to me, if these maybe they're testing these a little bit, and if they take off, why not? Why not continue to have a storyline in that little separate sub universe where you have the fans of the movies? And you can continue that storyline. You don't have to tie it to anything else and do any weird, multiverse or Flashpoint things or whatever. And just that this is his own thing. We're going to give you some stories over here if you like this sort of thing. If you want to get on the mainstream Batman, you can do that
saying,
too.
So what you're telling me is that we could have a whole comic book series based upon George Clooney's Batman nipples. Please let this happen.
Yeah, it might be a very limited series in that respect, but yeah.
But I'll take Clooney nipples, whatever amount of time you'll give them.
George Clooney as Batman is not a thing that should be uttered together ever again. Never again. Never, ever again.
But, sort of in that vein. So that's not a bad topic here for a second. So in that sort of spirit, of all the superhero movies that's been around, are there any other storylines that sort of, just had their had their time, I guess, that you'd be interested to see either maybe a prequel or a continuation of that movie storyline? Any come to mind that might be interesting for you to read in comic book form?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Howard the Duck.
Oh, God. The Howard the Duck movie?
Leah Thompson, Howard the Duck, directed by Steven Spielberg.
Did you ever read the comic Howard the Duck, by the way?
No, I didn't read it.
Okay. It's already strange enough, believe me. It's like I've read a few issues. I have an issue, Nick, in my attic right now. It's Howard the Duck meets Kiss.
Oh, cool. Nice.
Yeah, all right.
No, not even kidding. It's like Kiss is they're like a demonic thing or something like that, but it's actually the four members of Kiss. Howard the Duck meets them. But it's a very strange comic in its own right. So yeah.
Nice.
Nick, any come to mind anything that you're interested in as far as a superhero comic movie besides obviously Doctor Strange? Of course.
Well, of course. Yes. I would like to see more of before that movie, and I can't wait for the sequel. I want to see more after that movie. Yep. It's just going to be I want all the Doctor Strange content. Yes. No, nothing really comes to mind. Like I've got my certain comics that I enjoy, but I'm more of a passenger on them. I just kind of enjoy the storyline wherever it goes. And that's what I was going to say. Like when you were going off and saying like, you can, these certain things don't have to exist together. They don't have to tie together. We have this storyline for you over here if you want and all that stuff. I was going to say that there really is kind of the beauty of comic books in general, is like you can just have all these, there's no rules, right? You can go off on different tangents, off a different, here, like for example, we were talking about the Spider Shadow series. This is in general, you said they're going to do more of these what if series, right? So this is just what if Peter Parker kept the symbiote suit and the black suit Spider-Man, and how does it take over his life? Stuff like that is really cool. You can do stuff like that and go back and spitball different ideas and ways things would have worked out. It's kind of what makes it fun.
Absolutely. One that I always wanted to see at the end of the Christian Bale trilogy, where Robin came to be.
Him actually die.
No, not to actually die. No, Batman, you mean? Christian Bale?
Sure.
Is that what you mean?
Character, actor, whatever. I'll take either.
Gotcha. No, but
no, that was Passion of the Christ.
I thought it would have been interesting to see the story of Robin assume the mantle of Batman. Obviously, he found the cave.
Yeah.
They set that all up. To me, that might be an interesting comic book series as well, to show how Robin, assumed the mantle and went into Gotham, and kind of what happened to him a little bit there, perhaps.
Yeah.
So,
would have liked to see that played out in the movie or in another movie, but not with Joseph Gordon-Levitt, but rather with Chris O'Donnell back, even as he would have been probably 45 at the time. I still would like to see that. Yeah. In my mind, there can only be one Robin, and it is Chris O'Donnell. He is the only one that I ever want to see portray Robin. I don't care how old he is, Chris O'Donnell.
Now, is that just in the movies or in your real life?
I want Chris O'Donnell lying next to me as the Robin that I see in the morning. Mm-hmm. I want Chris O'Donnell. No.
He was a decent Robin. It wasn't his fault. I mean, the scripts he was given was But he was good in that role. He did the best he could.
I blame his acting coach. Now, have you guys heard that they are doing reshoots on the Batman? With sparkly vampire dude.
Right.
Robert Pattinson.
Yes. Yep. They've called him back, and they are doing some reshoots. Now, I would like to take a moment and do a fan theory speculation on what this could mean, because this is happening as the Flashpoint is continuing to be shot. Would it be interesting for them to have maybe a scene or something to recognize that it is a multiverse that we're watching? That there are other Batmans, that he is one of the multiverse type thing. I think that would be fascinating.
Is it Batmans or Batmen?
Oh, that's a good question.
What is the proper? I mean, it's a legit. Would it be Batmans because they are versions of Batman, or are they Batmen, or are they Batmen? Because there are multiple Batmans making them Batmen. Didn't see this conundrum showing up, did you?
No, I wouldn't have brought it up if I knew you were going to hurt my brain.
I think it would be Batmans.
Batmans.
They're both called Batman. Yeah.
And Brian is much wiser than the two of us, so
I'm guessing.
You done battering my brain, Brian.
Yeah, the reshoots here says it's with Robert Pattinson and Colin Farrell to film in July. So they're going to do the reshoots in July.
Colin Farrell.
In hopes that they're trying to wrap up the movie by July.
Okay.
Colin Farrell plays the Penguin in this. I don't know if you knew that.
Oh, I don't think I did know that.
Yeah, yes. If you watch the trailer, he's in it, and there's if I remember correctly, it's a very brief shot of him, or I could just be imagining it. But I thought he was in the trailer briefly.
Yeah, I don't think I knew that.
Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman, Colin Farrell Penguin, and Paul Dano Riddler will all be in this
Paul
film.
Dano. And look, that fella, I know that name. Paul Dano is an American actor. Actually, maybe not. I don't know. Yes, American actor, director, screenwriter. He's playing who?
The Riddler.
He plays the Riddler.
Oh, no.
In that film. Yep.
Okay, never mind.
Do you think the casting director was waiting for a while and he just said, book Dano? How about that?
And he only did it because he's always wanted to say it.
Yeah,
I like that.
Other than that, there's no reason this Play-Doh-faced fella should be in the movie.
Now, Dean, did you see how Brian made that joke and everyone got it immediately? We all laughed in hilarity. That's what you're going for.
Maybe you guys just didn't hear it. Can you hear this? Let me turn it up.
Happy
Dean's
Father's
giving us
Day to you,
number one finger there. Yep. Yep. Okay, good stuff.
Great stuff.
Great
The
stuff.
best.
So I saw this. It just people are idiots out there. So I didn't realize this, but actually, I'm excited for this. HBO is making they're rebooting or making another version of Scooby-Doo, a Scooby-Doo cartoon.
Okay.
Didn't they just? I just watched that.
They just did a movie. They just
You saw Scoob, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
So they're going to make another animated version of Scooby-Doo.
Okay.
All right.
Which if you like Scooby-Doo, HBO Max, everything is there.
I mean,
all the original episodes from the 60s that I grew up with as a kid.
Still pay
reruns.
money for it, so fuck. Okay, why not?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what our entire cult. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but that's what I mean. So much of what we're consuming right now, it's the same thing that we've watched since we were children and beyond. And
right.
I mean, that's true. As long as you can keep pumping money out of people, I mean, that's true with pretty much any pop culture genre.
And we complain about different movies or different actors. Like I was just complaining about this lumpy-headed fella, Paul Dano.
Yeah.
But good for him. Somebody's paying him to do something. Fuck, it's capitalism. Why not?
Sure.
Some stupid idiot on a podcast like myself is going to talk about how I don't approve of his face. Fuck me. What does he care? What should anybody care?
They could be suckers like us who aren't getting paid to do what we do.
Exactly. So what the fuck am I talking about? Good for everybody for getting their money.
Yeah.
Although we'll say our show over the past couple months has quadrupled its earnings. Thank you.
Really?
Yes.
And Dean and I are just hearing about this now. Interesting.
Quadrupled its earnings. At the time I started, I told you guys we're setting up the paid sponsor thing. Okay. We earned $1. Literally.
Oh. Well, Nick, we didn't do the read, so
that's true.
Yes. Now we're over $4 and pushing $5.
What are you guys going to do with your money?
Well, that's actually why we haven't heard about this, because Brian keeps going to the remember the old slot machines for the condoms? Cranking those bad boys out.
Yeah. Yep. Get one of those in a Taco Bell taco.
That's right.
It's a nice afternoon. Yep.
I'm going to invest
and it's not what you think. He puts the Taco Bell taco in the condom and that's his holder for it. It's a weird thing that he does. Very strange.
I'm going to invest mine in Cum Rocket. That's what I'm going to do.
There you go.
I don't know what that is, but let's hear about it.
It's a form of currency. Duh.
Oh, well, boy, do I feel silly.
It is. That's
true.
Okay.
Because you can make a cryptocurrency and call it whatever you want. So somebody made Cum Rocket, and that's what I'm going to invest in.
There you go.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Go
ahead.
I want to create Dean Dongs. That's my currency. Dean Dongs.
I like that. Dean Dongs.
Yep. There you go. All right, I'm going to finish my point to the Scooby-Doo thing. That's okay. That's all right. That's okay. I didn't get finished.
We're sorry.
You know the actress, the Indian American actress Mindy Kaling, who was on The Office, right?
Yes.
So she has been hired to voice Velma on the new Scooby-Doo show.
Oh, okay, that fits.
Sure.
And apparently, it's coming into controversy because we have folks out there who are apparently against Velma being anything other than, I guess, American, not American, but a white
Caucasian
voice or something like that. So,
well, I believe the color was like light peach, whatever crayon they fucking used to draw the cartoon characters. So how about any of you who has a problem with somebody portraying a goddamn cartoon character to really just take each one of your little digits, ball it up into a fist, and shove it up your grandmother's ass?
Right. Yeah. I'm with you 1,000%.
Well put.
It's like,
Thank you.
It's like, if you imagine us taking any time out of your day to
fist your grandmother?
First of all, no. But to first of all, remotely be upset that we have an Indian American actress who's very, very talented and funny, I think. I'm sure you guys agree. I know you like The Office and stuff as well. And then she was also on her own show.
Mindy Project.
Yes, Mindy Project. Yeah. Also a very funny show.
Yeah, it's a good show.
I mean, to have her voice, I think she'll do a fantastic job. But to take time out of your day to be upset about that, number one. And number two, to invest time in actually pulling up social media or something and talking about it in a negative way really is pretty fascinating. And it really says a lot about that individual who is spending that type of
Because you had to get on the keyboard. You had to get on the internet and look up who to email and find an email to the person to send this derogatory and negative comment to.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot of time of your day. Well, anybody who does that, I really want them to watch their dog get hit by a truck.
These are the same dipshits that would get online and complain that there was a black stormtrooper in 15 or whatever. I mean,
exactly.
Good God. Are you shitting me? Come on.
You're right. Yeah.
Fuck off.
I don't know. I'm with you. So that's what I got as far as some of the Dick, I'm so sorry. You had mentioned, I wanted to come back to that real quick. The Spider-Man What If series.
Yes.
What's it called again?
I'm sorry. Real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
I need to do this. I'm sorry. The comment I just made, I want to take that back because I love dogs, and to hurt a dog, to hurt one of these bullshit people that goes out of their way to be shitheads is insensitive to me. I actually want them to be fixing a tire on their car and the dog to jump into the driver's seat, accidentally hit something to where now the car falls down and breaks their arm. That's what I want to happen. So the dog's safe in my scenario. I do apologize. I love it.
They should have to watch their parent die or something like that. Because I mean,
there you go.
There's another person, and obviously the parent didn't raise them well enough anyway. So you're not really losing anything there. So
right,
whatever.
That's
angry. Better than an animal.
Natural selection.
Yeah.
So, I'm sorry, Nick, you're opening your pack from Westfield Comics.
I am. So this is a promo for Westfield Comics. Right after asking for people to have to watch their parents die. Look what Westfield Comics just sent me. It is the next 2 editions. Of Spider-Man Spider's Shadow. I already have 1, but this is issue number 2 and number 3 now. Yes. So there we go. Good to go. I'm excited. I was very taken with the first one. I really enjoyed it. As we have spoken of on this show, and as you guys know, I am a big fan of the character Venom and just the entire premise of the symbiote and coming from parts unknown from space and taking things over and needing a host. I think it's just a cool kind of character, cool plot line. So yeah, I enjoyed the first one. If anybody is now, granted, I will say, Brian, you got me recommended this to me. Otherwise, I wouldn't have known about it. Otherwise, I don't think I've bought a comic book since I don't know. Maybe the last Spawn comic I bought was probably in the. I don't know, maybe 2006, 2007. So it's been a while since I have
a Beetle Bailey's comic book.
Yeah. I'm not going to claim to be an avid comic book reader, but as I said, this What If series is pretty interesting to me. So it made me go and buy the first one and really liked it. So I do recommend it. And thank you also, Brian, for turning me on to that, as well as Westfield Comics, because everything they have sent me so far,
turning me on.
You know, it's a good deal. It's a good deal. Just sitting there, looking all dapper.
No, thanks. Let's call them up. Yeah, so Westfield Comics out of Wisconsin.
Yes, right.
They've been in business for several years. So I collected.
You said you used to order them when you were a kid, or when you were
I was in it's like late 80s or early 90s. I started ordering from Westfield Comics, and their ordering process is very simple. Everything comes very clean, organized, flat, protected. Never had an issue with their service, and they sell comics for less than the cover price. So, yes, Nick is holding it up here.
And they do not bend an envelope. There you go.
Okay.
So
with the cardboard backing and secured.
Yep, absolutely. And if you're a comic collector, go check them out. And then that What If series, Nick, is, as we talked prior, like you say, it's what if Spider-Man was aware. Once he became aware of the symbiote, in the comics, he went to the Fantastic Four and had to help them get it off of him. It wound up getting back on him, and he was able to get it off of him with going up into a bell tower, literally, and the huge sonic sound released it from him. And then it went on to Eddie Brock, and then Eddie Brock became Venom, and became as we know, classic villain and all of that. So in this series, Peter Parker though accepted the symbiote and accepted him to be a darker. So it's a very dark Spider-Man, and the logic is, I keep letting these villains get out and get away, and they get back on the street, and he listens to the symbiote, and it's like you have to kill them.
Yeah, you have to take care of it. Yeah,
to get them off the street. You're still helping people, and it's that twisted logic. So Peter Parker kind of buys into it, and you got a pretty violent Spider-Man in this particular series. So it's a very interesting what if series. So yeah, recommend. Check it out. And then I think the graphic novel of all the issues combined is coming out later this summer as well, if you guys don't want to buy the individual issues. But yeah, you'll like these, Nick. We'll talk about those after you read them. Go check out that series. So
are you caught up? Did you read issues 2 and 3?
I did receive those. I did read those too. Cool. Yeah, very, very interesting. Great artwork, great story, and all that stuff. So check it out for sure.
Definitely.
Yep. Okay. Well, I think that's what I had, guys. Do you have any other thoughts, any other topics before we wrap up this episode, John?
I don't. I wish I did. I wish I could spend more time with you two, but this might be it for the episode in the evening.
Okay. Yeah. Nick, do you have anything else that came to mind that caught your eye this week in the realm of nerdiness or pop culture or anything?
Man, just the DGs blinded me with their amazing light, and I that's all I can think about now is just that single coming out, the Hail Satan single. That's all. I just can't wait. Now I mentioned this earlier, but there is a clip of it that you can go listen to, and it is, like I said, it's a Bee Gees sounding song. They're singing very high. There's that whole vibe. So it's looking pretty good, fellas.
That's great.
Looking pretty good.
We talked about Nick's outro, the Barry Gibb impression. So we took that on our YouTube channel, Convincing Idiots. We put that as a separate small 3-minute video. So if you're listening to us on podcasts and you're listening, I want to check these guys out and look at them a little bit and listen to something and see them. That clip is out there on our YouTube channel. Check it out.
I played that for a group of people at the wedding Saturday, and that outro was a huge hit.
Oh, actually. Good. I'm glad. Yeah. I'm glad. Yes. Maybe we could put together some form of single at some point of our own. Maybe we could put some sort of musical stylings together.
Nicholas, how about you and I talk about that Saturday at our beer tasting party?
I like the idea of that. I definitely
Brian,
do.
Maybe we could talk. Oh.
No, Brian. Don't worry about Brian. He'll be there. He bought a special hat for it and everything, right, Brian?
It looks amazing. The hat looks amazing.
Yeah, sure does.
What I would give to see
Too
that,
bad
like,
you just have to burn it now.
Yeah, because like with a Hawaiian shirt, man, you'd look sharp. You'd look sharp.
And I have a Baby Yoda, Mandalorian, Hawaiian shirt, the whole bit.
Damn.
Well, as I explained already, Nick, so my girlfriend Allie is going to a wedding. It's a friend she hasn't seen in a while. Her daughter was going to go with her. Now her daughter's going out of town with her father. And bless her heart, Allie was like, I'll go to the wedding by myself and you can still go to your beer tasting event. And I'm kind of like, I can't have my girlfriend go to a wedding by herself and sit there not knowing anybody around here. So I can't do that. So I will be attending the wedding with... Yeah.
Look at it this way. I mean, at least you'll be able to hang out and talk to people there at the wedding. So you'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Right. Of which I know Allie, and that's it. Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Dean, are you getting what I'm getting from this? I think Brian wants us to pack up our luau and bring it to whatever wedding this is. Is that what you're saying?
Great.
Let's do it.
That'd be fantastic.
I did tell him. I said, Brian, you do understand you're going to get a lot of drunken pictures sent to you.
Of course. We'll do.
And a couple of them might not even be of Dean's genitals. You never know.
That would be great.
Yeah,
that'd be great. We'll still do a cheap beer tasting event sometime this summer. That the last couple of years, it's been fun. So we'll plan that. But...
That's an event at Brian's house. I can tell you where he lives. I don't know if you are aware, but
it's a house. There's an address on it. You've been given a couple of times. Yeah.
There's actually video proof of me being there. It's our first episode, and it's the only time I've ever been to Brian's house, but I have in fact been there.
That's right. Back in the archives. Back in October of 2020. That's right.
Back in the day at the inception.
Right.
Yeah.
I just think that you two have an aversion to each other.
I think that's the funny thing. He's my favorite one on the show.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's kayfabe. You two are like on show, like simpatico. Outside, hatred, like I've never seen. Refuse to be in the same room.
Yeah, it's a strange dynamic.
It is sad.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I try all the time to get us all three in the same room, and you guys got different demands, and there's writers that have to be done before you come, and it's exhausting. Well, to be honest with you, exhausting.
He tries to get us, Nick, to channel our hatred to him.
Right. That's why I act like I do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right. It's an
ongoing
act
frustration.
so you guys can hate me instead of each other.
Well, thank goodness there's a method to the madness, and you're not just genuinely like that. So that's good to know.
Right, exactly.
That's good.
I'm actually...
This isn't just you. That's good.
No. Yeah. I actually, in real life, I don't swear. I don't drink. I do yoga on a constant basis.
That's right.
I try to stick to a plant-based diet, but sometimes, I like cheese. Other than that, I'm a well-rounded, great fellow outside of this. But, I got to pull in the hate. I'm willing to accept and take this hate for the goodness of you two.
We appreciate it.
That is you are an upstanding citizen, Dean. I almost got it out, but that's very good of you. That's good. I just couldn't complete it, but that's good. That's good of you. You're a good man.
Yep, that's good. Well, Nick, as it pains me to speak to you, do you mind telling the folks where we can be found, sir, as we wrap up this fun episode?
Yes. Well, you may go over to Facebook and YouTube and search for Convincing Idiots. You might see that little Einstein guy right there that my mortal enemy is holding up right there. We are also found on Twitter. That is at Convincing Idiots. That is singular with no S. However, you can leave the S on when you go over to TikTok. That's at Convincing Idiots. Also on Instagram at Convincing_idiots with the S as well. If you'd ever like to email us for any reason, file your complaints to us for what you've heard, that can be sent
beg these two to come together.
Or just to get everyone to come together. You can urge us to do so by emailing convincingidiots@gmail.com. We're available wherever you like to listen to your podcast, be it Apple, Google, Spotify, all the big guys, all little guys. We're there. Ask your home assistant device to play the Convincing Idiots podcast. Also, Convincing Idiots Linktree. Ever heard of one of those? You can Google it. Convincing Idiots Linktree, LINKTREE, and that will give you all the things that I just said without me having to speak it all to you. You can find it all there. So for the latest episode of Convincing Idiots, I am your resident millennial. My name is Nicholas.
I am the Zennial who loves dog and in real life is a good human being. My name is Dean.
I'm Brian from Gen X.
Have we convinced you to hang out with your friends?
It's apple juice.
Try it sometime. Or don't, whatever.
Yeah.
They'll be there.
You